Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today bringing you a Fallout 4 wishlist video. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description to my previous video. That is a Fallout 4 news update on Bethesda tending to some business in Europe. Anyways, this series is created by your comments, so be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you would like to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise. If your comment is awesome enough, you will be featured along with two other awesome commenters, just like Raider. And he says, what I want to see in Fallout 4 is dynamic apparel. Like when you get shot or slashed by a knife, a hole or a cut will appear in the clothing. Armor might have scratches and dents, and goggles or glasses might have cracks, etc. If this would be a thing, I would imagine Bethesda would have someone in the Wasteland specialize in apparel repair. Now, here's why I like this. Obviously, it makes sense. It's realistic. You know, in Fallout, you get shot, you get stabbed. That type of stuff happens in this game. And I'm not trying to go all gung-ho with the little tiny details here, but I thought of, out of all games, Batman, the Arkham games. And as the story progressed, Batman's suit gradually got more and more ripped up, and really it's a simple thing to do. It's just remeshing kind of the original model, if that makes any sense to those of you who actually make games and stuff. It's really a simple thing to do, and it's not really asking much. It's just that extra effort and attention to detail where each piece of armor has another mesh where once it hits a certain amount of durability, it changes or something along those lines. I think that would be really cool to see if I get cut by a machete or something in this game, my sleeve rips or something. It doesn't have to be specific for every single cut. It makes a certain amount of marks on my, on my clothing where it has to be that realistic, but just that extra little effort where if I get shot up a bunch, that my armor may end up being messed up a little bit. I know some people may argue that, oh, well, I got this new unique armor, or I paid a lot of money for this new armor, something along those lines. But that's why we have the apparel repair, which is kind of could be the same thing as a repair functionality. Who knows? But I just figured this would be kind of a cool idea. But anyways, moving on to the next wish from Ashley Rodriguez, and she says, "Dear Matty, I have something. Better hand-to-hand combat. For example, every time you read Chinese Spec Ops manuals, you have a small chance of learning a new move. I'm tired of seeing punches and uppercuts. What about kicking or slams or snapping a raider's neck or arm? I want to fight like the Romans or Chinese Spec Ops soldiers." Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree about the Spec Ops manual and learning new moves and stuff. I mean, this isn't Sleeping Dogs, and that game's amazing, but unfortunately, it's not Sleeping Dogs. But I like the idea of a better hand-to-hand system. Some people argued that in New Vegas that it was very overpowered in the beginning if you properly invested your skills in there with like strength and hand-to-hand and something else. Like there was a certain weapon you could get, and it was like it turned out to be really OP or something like that. But I think what Ashley's trying to say here is make it worth investing in. I personally feel that hand-to-hand is something that I'd say 80% of players don't even think about using because they're always so focused on the cool weapons and stuff. I mean, in Skyrim, I didn't realize until I just started goofing off that they made some of the sickest kill cams for hand-to-hand combat. If you haven't seen the hand-to-hand combat kill cams, please, by all means, go play Skyrim right now and look at them, or go look them up. They are the coolest things ever, and it really encouraged me to use hand-to-hand, so I felt like I was actually beating the shit out of these people. But I agree with, instead of punching, maybe like an extra button would enable you to kick or, to grapple. Something along those lines. I know it's Fallout. It's not a fighting game, but I feel that it would make the hand-to-hand option a lot more interesting to most fans, and I feel like that would be something for a fun little playthrough where you only use hand-to-hand only because hand-to-hand would be fun, where instead of it's really a handicap in other Fallout games, personally, if you ask me. But anyways, moving on to the final wish from Parker Jennings. He says, "A different mini game for hacking computers. Hacking a computer wasted so much of my time in the game and was always an annoying feature, especially when the only thing the computer unlocked was the nearby safe that you had already lockpicked, and holy crap, the amount of times that has happened to me, I can't count." But the hacking minigame really isn't as complicated as some people make it out to be. Basically what you do is when you're hacking, you search for these duds that are in brackets or parentheses, and you kind of just click in there and it removes the faulty passwords. But Bethesda and Obsidian just did such a bad job explaining it in game, so everyone just ends up clicking random words, and then once their 3 tries are up, they exit out of the computer, go back in, and then they finally unlock it after like the 3rd or 2nd try, depending on your hacking skill. I just want them to overhaul that whole system, alright? I'm not asking because I'm an idiot to make it simpler. I'm just asking because everyone always forgoes hacking because it's such a tedious feature. Just think of something new. A new hacking minigame would be so welcome to the Fallout community, Bethesda. I mean, we would love it. And also, always have something in there worth our time, something to read, just a little journal, something funny, who knows, just something in there other than unlock safe, because like Parker says here, holy crap, the amount of times I've lockpicked a safe because I always invest in my lockpick skills, and I go over to the the computer, I'm like, oh, I'll get some bonus XP and see what's in here, and then I open it and the only option there is unlock safe. I'm just like, fuck. So, you know, I would love to see a kind of overhaul of the hacking minigame, not because it's complex, but just because it's poorly explained, and I feel like it would really have people invest in their science skill if, you know, it was a more, I don't want to say simplistic, but, you know, it was easier to get into. It wasn't as complicated as it looked, you know what I mean? But anyways, those are your wishes for this week. Be sure to let me know what you would like to see in the next installment of the Fallout franchise in the comment section down below. As always, be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I don't know why I said that backwards. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.